Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. Now in this video, it's going to be sort of me talking about Black Ops 4. Game's been out for almost 2 months and we're going to have a big update in about a bit less than 2 days now from when I'm recording this video. And of course that update is going to be on the December 11th one on PS4. But that main update isn't necessarily around gameplay and stuff like that. It is around the black market updating, DLC updating, stuff like that, which is a huge part of this game. This video, I want to talk about how I'm feeling about Black Ops 4 currently after 2 months, just briefly because I know I talk about that a lot, and then I want to get more into talking about what I think Treyarch and Activision need to do to keep this game running as a success, and I think they are going to do it, and I just want to make sure, because there are still some things that can be updated, and I think that this game, the release, the first month, the second month, it's going fairly smoothly, but what depends on, especially in Blackout, multiplayer, and zombies, keeping all of these game modes alive and moving at a full steam ahead will depend on how they update it, and keep the game going. Because something like Call of Duty 4 Remastered or Modern Warfare Remastered, the first version, right? Basically, that one was a game that was super hyped and it came out and the updates didn't really fit the community and people slowly started to move away from that game and back to other games which were more updated and more community friendly, like Treyarch's Black Ops 3. So I think Treyarch is a great company and I think that they're definitely, I have the most confidence in them in 2018 out of any of the developers that work on Call of Duty, for sure, just based on their track record and their recent successes. Infinity Ward hasn't had as much success since, probably like MW3. They had Ghosts, they had IW, but, Treyarch's last games are all the Black Ops series, so you can't really put a fault in them for anything other than World at War, and then, a few little things you might not like about the Black Ops series. Anyway, I'm getting right into this commentary. I forgot to ask for likes, so if you guys could drop a like on this thing, I would really appreciate it. You guys have been killing it. It's something that only takes a second, but if you're someone that's a regular supporter of mine, and you're always watching the videos, I really do appreciate that. And smacking those likes does a lot more than you think to help support your favorite creators. It doesn't cost anything. All it costs is a nanosecond or millions of nanoseconds of your time, just a split second, to drop that like and also subscribe. I would appreciate that. Okay, back into this. I was already going at full steam ahead. So basically, 2 months in, I think the meta is in a decent spot. I think there's a few things that are still not broken in this game, but a little bit overpowered, and I think there's a lot of things that are a little bit underpowered. Personally, that's just how games are. Something like the F2000 was a gun that was in MW2, and still to this day that gun needs a buff. Sometimes there's just stuff that doesn't get. Not every gun is going to compete for that top gun spot in a Call of Duty game, and I don't think that's what we're asking for. I think that the SMGs, they definitely, some of them are doing their jobs. Some of them have sort of fallen out of the meta, and I think that definitely, I think Treyarch, as long as they're looking at the stats of what the average KDs are and how average guns are performing, and buffing those underperforming weapons and continuing to do that to form the meta, constant patch updates every couple of weeks to make sure the meta is on point, I think we'll be good as far as a gameplay aspect with that. Will the maps get stale? Will it get repetitive? Perhaps it would, but they're going to be adding DLC content and different stuff like that as well. Plus you have the 3 different game modes, which I think is a great selling point. And personally, I think that multiplayer, I really trust Treyarch's updates on multiplayer and zombies. They've shown those before, especially going above and beyond doing DLC 5. For Blackout players and fans of Blackout, I'm a fan of Blackout as well. I do play it, not as much as I play multiplayer, of course. That's my main focus. But Blackout, I think, depends even more on keeping it constantly updated. If you look at a game like Fortnite, the hype is always up because of the skins, the DLC, the this and the new season, and I really think that Blackout is going to be in a tough spot because, number one, it's not even their company, Treyarch and Activision, it's not even their number one priority. Their number one priority is the multiplayer, I'd assume, which has probably the biggest player base, and then probably zombies, and then maybe Blackout third. I mean, I don't know, would Blackout be second or third? Probably third on the priority list. So I think that they need to focus on Blackout and don't let Blackout die off, because the foundation is amazing, and with the right updates and the right community and the right team on that, I think that if they put more focus into that Blackout version, I know they're doing something where they're like selling the Blackout version as like a standalone or something. I think it's a different bundle on PC where you get only certain versions of the game and it's less money. Genius. I think well, not even genius, that's stuff that should be regular and should be being done. I think Blackout is something that shows great promise and is something that will die off if it's not updated. Back to the multiplayer though, there is still some stuff that needs to happen. Balancing, I'm okay with it. I think there still needs to be some updates. I think SMGs still need a little rework. I think perks need a lot of rework, and I think that there's certain things that a lot of the perks could just need straight up buffs because some of them are pretty much useless. Specialists are decently balanced for now. You could rework that a tiny bit as well, but I think this is stuff they're going to continue to do and just keep doing throughout. I don't want to spend this video talking about patch updates because I've talked about that before. This is more about general stuff that I think Treyarch needs to be doing throughout the year to keep this game, which I really am enjoying through the first 2 months, going. First is combat record. What is up with this game with, you know, checking your stats? I want to be able to see specific weapons. I don't know why Call of Duty doesn't have specific stats of the weapons shown in the actual game. I don't think they'd ever do that, but at least be able to let people see their own stats. I want to be able to see, am I actually better with the KN than the Maddox? Personally, I don't know because we're not able to see those stats, and I think that combat record for Black Ops 4 needs to be there. And I'm not talking about something where you can just check your medals and your challenges. I'm not talking about barracks. I'm talking about a combat record where I can see specifically how well, you know those stats they show at the top which show you your EKIA, your average kills on this map or whatever? I love those stats, your win ratio on this map and game mode. They need stuff like that where you can check, hey, I want to be able to see my overall performance on what are my best maps. Is Nuketown my highest KD map? What map should I avoid? If you could really get into the stats there, and that stuff is all being tracked, they just have to display it somehow through a combat record, I think that stuff would be amazing. And honestly, Treyarch and Black Ops has always had pretty good combat records. I mean, Black Ops 2 was pretty great. Black Ops 3 was pretty great. This game, like I said, when they're doing so many things with Blackout multiplayer or Blackout Zombies, other stuff like that, you know, they even cut the campaign out. Maybe combat record was another thing like campaign that was on their chopping block of stuff we have to cut out. And that's weird too, because for me, I'm not a game designer or anything, but for me and a lot of people that I see are just fans and play games, it doesn't seem like making a combat record would be too hard. But if I'm thinking back to IW, it took months to even get the combat record in that game. So maybe it is something that's hard to design, and maybe it could be, you know, coming in the future. Theater mode, in my opinion, theater mode, it's super buggy. With theater mode, you know, there's all sorts of audio glitches. It doesn't look like the same that it does in game. It shows health bars, your teammates' health bars, different stuff like that. Just theater mode, I think, continue to be updated. It should work where theater mode should be able to show as much close to the gameplay as you can actually get to get that real experience and that raw experience. So that's really, really awesome around theater modes where, you know, of course it's always going to be a little bit glitchy. You're going to be able to see, oh, you got this gameplay from theater mode, but it should still look good. And the thing around theater mode is, sure, a lot of people use it to, you know, create cool montages and clips like that, but a lot of people use it just to get their best gameplays and show off their gameplays to their friends or let their friends watch it. And I think that theater mode should be constantly updated. I'm not sure. I really haven't checked it out in like a week or two, so I don't know exactly how it's been. Maybe this will be updated something on this week or something, but I think that still needs some more work. Other stuff like that, I think that there needs to be more stuff unlocked for free. Obviously, they are doing this with the contraband stream, but I think there needs to just be more content in general. Don't be so protective of these variants, these operator mods. I want to see stuff like this in the game. I thought Black Ops 3 did it great when they threw out sort of challenges randomly to give you stuff that everyone had an even playing field on, and there was no purchase to unlock. It was something that you actually had to work for, because the contraband stream is one you can actually purchase to unlock, which is cool. But you know, the triple play, originally how it worked in Black Ops 3 is you could buy one, but there was a limit of one, and if you wanted that second one, you actually had to earn it. Stuff like that would be dope. You know, certain orders where, kind of like what World War II did, but they reward you with these variants and give people a free way to earn them. The DLC system in this game, I've talked about it in you know, a lot in the past, so that's not what this video about. This video is just about in general how I think that they've done a good job. And the core gameplay of all of these game modes is fairly good. But if this game, as long as this game is updated, and they have made an announcement in their blog post that this will be the most constantly updated game, and so far all the signs are pointing towards that, as long as they take community feedback and make sure to upgrade the game, not only for, you know, don't focus, it's tough, it really is tough, because they want to focus a lot on competitive, they also want to focus a lot on new players, getting new people into the franchise, but then there's the people that don't fit in either of those boxes, which is a lot of the majority of the active fans, who are just people who are decent at the game, play the game, you know, every day or every 2 or 3 days and enjoy the game, and those are the people that are going to be the people that are spending money on supply drops, or well, not in this game, on the contraband stream and different stuff like that. So far I want to say Treyarch has been doing a fairly good job. Certain things in the patch notes I definitely disagreed with, and you guys know in my patch notes videos, I mean, I'm not afraid to speak up when I disagree with something, but when I also think something's doing well, and especially with Treyarch, I feel like we just need to clap to Treyarch after some of the disasters of just you know, non-updates we've had in the Call of Duty franchise. I mean, one-man army MW2 might be the best, like one of the most selling, most earning, best CODs ever, and there's still one-man army danger close to this day in that game. If that happened nowadays in 2018, and that Modern Warfare 2 came out, what, 2009, I think? Somewhere around there. I think it was 2009, maybe. But if that happened nowadays, that would be patched within a week. Everyone would have videos up on it. Everyone would be using it. It would be patched within a week. And that just shows where gaming has come to. And I think that a lot of this game will depend on how much content they are putting out and how much content is not recycled crap like they've been doing, where they're recycling variants, but new cool designs. Where's the winter and the Christmas sort of wraps for our guns? Stuff like that. It doesn't seem like it takes too much effort to design that stuff, and that stuff would be stuff that, like, I would just love to use in the game and would keep active fans interested with the updates, much like Black Ops 3. This isn't a video. I honestly think that this is going to happen, and that a lot of these things that I'm predicting will happen, and the content's going to be great. Just within Black Ops 3, Black Ops 3, there was no problem with the amount of content, how good the content was. The problem was with the delivery system in that one, and I think once they figure out the delivery system and they start pumping out a lot of great content, like I've seen developers do in the past, if it has the right way to get from the game, you know, into the consumer's hands, and to be where they can earn it, also purchase stuff, but also earn stuff, and not feel like it's a one-sided ripoff. If we can get to that spot, I think Call of Duty's in a great place. And if this year goes good, I mean, we're going into next year, I'm hoping for Modern Warfare 4. I don't know. I mean, I would think, if look, Black Ops 4, it's doing good, right? So, in Modern Warfare 3, we're back to Infinity War. They were killing it with the Modern Warfare series, and then they went off and went rogue to do Ghost, which didn't do too good. IW didn't do too good. Don't be afraid. Throw it back to MW4, and I think we could be in for a couple good years of Call of Duty here. Who knows, though? Even if Infinity War doesn't drop a good Call of Duty, maybe Black Ops 4 will survive for multiple years like Black Ops 3 does. Call of Duty just always been that constantly, where they had 2 studios and then they upgrade to 3 studios, releasing a new game every year, and it is super duper fresh, but sometimes the games don't get into that perfect. It takes sometimes a lot of time to develop stuff into that awesome state, and sometimes by the time it gets to that good state, we saw this in World War II, by the time the game was updated into a really amazing place, a lot of people had already quit playing it, and that's just how it works, you know, and that's just one of the things that really does suck. But hopefully Treyarch will do a good job this year, and I'm super excited. I know I was rambling a lot. This is just something that I like to talk about, and I'm always excited about the updates, because that's the stuff that's going to keep people playing the game, and the rewards, being able to prestige, getting stuff when you're prestiging, the level 1000 master prestiges. The prestige system was a genius thing in Call of Duty that got people to grind the game, and that's a super duper awesome thing, and it's something that's been a staple in COD for years. So anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Check out some other videos, drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. I will see you guys in the next one. New update very soon, a lot of more stuff to talk about and I'll cover. And yeah, I'm out. Peace, and let me know in the comment section down below some stuff you would like to see come along to this game throughout the life cycle. Have a good night. I'm out. Peace out.